Hello, Splinterlands players. It's time for Share Your Battle. We all love this challenge because we get upvotes from the team just for making this, and that's really cool, right? So check it out. The theme this week is the Giant Squid. So let's go take a look at that card. Here's the Giant Squid. As you can see, it starts off with 2 attack right away, which is not great for a 5 card mana, but it's okay for this card, kind of due to the ability for it to help the team with a few setups. So you really want to push it to at least level 4. That way you get blind. Blind is a newer ability. It's pretty cool. It makes it more likely so that melee and ranged monsters are going to miss. So card can be really useful in a lot of situations. If you can, if you're playing maxed out, Weaken is a great skill. So if you can get him here, then he has the reduce the health of all monsters, which also hurts those monsters when they get healed. So it's a really beneficial thing to have. And one of the things that you'll notice with Weaken is sometimes it's on lower mana cost monsters that don't have very good attack. So in this case, you can get that ability on the board, but you can do it with a 5 cost monster with 3 attack. And so that's pretty good. It has solid speed at the up levels, and it's a little slow at the lower levels. So these lower levels, he might be a little better in like a reverse speed game. Once you get him to 6, which is where I have him right now, I think at that point he can be used in either game mode. He's not too fast, but he's not too slow, so that's kind of nice. As far as the theory for how I would use this card, I'm looking for modes that or for matches where I don't think I'm going to be going against a lot of magic, because obviously I do want to be able to have that blind take effect on a lot of people. So if you see your opponents playing mages, or it's a format that you know mages are going to be there, you might not want to use him. The other way I would use this card is with Selena, the um, dragon blue Selena team is already pretty strong with ranged monsters, but this just gives you one more that you can fit into a lineup. And so I'm going to show you an example of that, and I'm also going to show you an example of it just with the blue summoner. Unfortunately, I don't have Bortus. I think he'd be a better card to play with the newer summoner, because if you look at the new summoner for their team, he is negative magic as opposed to the other team, which it means that it's a good combo, right? Because if you use him, any magic users get -1 magic, and any of the monsters that have ranged and melee, they're going to get hit with the blind, so they have a better chance of missing. So now you have a good chance of your tank living a lot longer with just those 2 cards, because they're going to be taking less inbound magic, and you should get some misses here and there, especially if you play a higher speed tank, but I've seen it work even without that. So let's go ahead and go to my battle recaps here. First, I'm going to show you. I was having trouble getting one, but I'm going to show you this one here. So I was going against the Peak Monster All-Star. This is in Diamond League, so at level 6, the card's not quite where I want it. Let me just show you the rule set, and then I'll talk about the strategy for this battle. Okay, so this was ranged can attack from anywhere. So that's why in general range monsters are a little bit better. And then it's knockout. So playing with water, and like I said, I've only got this summoner maxed out, so I have to mix in some magic into this theory when I play blue. And I'm more using the Giant Squid as kind of a utility play to give them blind on their side, and then just to have is like a ranged monster with good health and armor in the last position, because if he ends up in the front, he can still fight and tank, and with 5 life and 2 armor, he's not going to die instantly. Also, he's not a bad position in the last spot if they happen to play a sneak monster because of that armor, and he's going to get more armor because of the protectability here. Obviously, with knockout, you're going to go for some stuns with Medusa. Um, I went ahead and I thought because I saw my opponent was going to be playing water, that I might be getting some magic reflect, so I wanted to have the triage to heal my back row and keep my people up. And the battle pretty much went how I wanted. We'll go through it pretty quick. Luckily, you know, we both had that silenced on each other, so neither person was doing a super large amount of damage with their attack. And I got lucky that he did not go magic reflect in the front. So you will notice there's a miss. Um, that was from the blind, I believe, because Lord A isn't going to dodge a lot of stuff with his 2 speed, but it was a 2 speed attacker. But in general, you'll see that my lineup here works out pretty good. Eventually, they do get through my Lord A, but by the time they do it, they've taken so much damage back on the reflex that it didn't matter. I admit the Giant Squid is not the star of this battle. But he's not really a card that I think is going to make him a star of a battle. He's always going to be a piece of the battle, something that might go unnoticed, but works pretty well. So as you can see, that was a pretty dominant win with my lineup compared to his lineup. So my idea was a little bit better. I do have a fight here. I'm going to show you where I used the card in a lower mana with Selena. So we'll go ahead and watch that one. Do, do, do. Like I said, this is another. Anytime you see a ranged card, if you happen to have a Selena, then this gives you the opportunity to think about another lineup for it. And here, in this one, even though I don't think I got as many misses or any misses, let me just pause it. This was standard mode, so I went ahead and went for the 3 ranged monsters in the back with headwinds to weaken theirs, shatter to get rid of any armor because armor can be annoying when you're using ranged attack, and then the squid here. See, I got him up at 3 attack now because of Selena. Normally, you could get him up to 4 attack if you had a maxed level. My water team's a little under leveled, so as you can see here, I'm not playing max level cards. It's a 6/6/6/6, and then I threw the chicken up in the front. Pretty simple idea here. Armor with chicken, with blind, with with a backup tank with a lot of armor. Yeah, I'm just hoping that that front position can um, last long enough for my relatively high damage in the back row to be able to kill their people. And you will see that for 19 mana, having 8 total damage in the back row isn't too bad. And I did go with the theory of using all ranged here. It worked out well because I ended up going against the Lord A, and everyone knows if you're playing this game, Lord A is very, very popular. So when you can go all ranged, sometimes it can negate his abilities a little bit, as long as you can keep your damage high enough to be hurting him. If you run into headwinds or somebody using a summoner that weakens your ranged attack, that can be a bummer. Let me get this going and we can keep talking. I'm going to see again here if I get any misses. I don't think I do. So this is one of those examples where I would have liked to get a miss. He does have some extreme speed advantage against my cards. As you see, I missed him once because flying is pretty powerful. And then at this point, he just can't attack anymore. But that was kind of the theory behind the card is in my mind is that you can use it as one more piece to the blue Selena decks, and you can also use it as an add-on to your magic deck, just trying to make other people miss. So I hope all of you take part in the challenge this week. It's really easy to do. You just got to try out the card, share your battle with everybody. I like to make a video, but I know they don't mind posts with like a lot of different explanation and pieces. And I hope all of you have a great time and are staying safe right now. I know I'm still furloughed from work, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of difficult things. So all the best to you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.